Hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Here with Vanderbilt women's basketball head coach Shea Ralph. Coach, what are your thoughts after today's 103-68 win over West Georgia? And we'll open the floor for questions.
So I think today we played well. I'm glad we were able to play a lot of players today. We're going into the holidays, so this is like I've told you guys, it's a tough time of year to keep them focused. But I thought for the most part we did pretty well over the last couple games of doing some things we needed to do to make sure that we go into this break able to spend time, spend time with our family, take a breather from basketball and school. That being said, one of the things that still concerns me, if I'm being honest, is our consistency and our effort in terms of lineup changes, defensively, when we have a lead, when we kind of have that and we just kind of let our foot off the gas. We don't completely smother the other team, and it has popped up enough for me to know that could be a concern as we move forward. I just talked to the team about it. But the great thing about that is that that's something that we can fix today if we decide that we want to fix it. It's a mindset. So when we come back, we have about a week or so before we play our first SEC game. Obviously, we have a game before that, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to iron those little wrinkles out that still exist for me in my mind as we move into the SEC part of our season.
All right, go ahead and open up the floor for questions. We'll start with Brandon Bigsby, Vandy Sports. Go ahead, Brandon.
Coach, I know you mentioned the effort. I know after a Dayton game as well, you mentioned that you were disappointed with the effort, other than maybe a few spurts here and there. Did you feel like overall it was at least a little bit better today, or do you feel like you kind of have the same sentiment that you had after Thursday?
It's a good question. It's different. I think if I had to say overall, I think it was better overall, but I'm equally as disappointed because I don't think this team is as good as Dayton. So the things that, how do we lose the third quarter? I mean, come on. Really? And I felt like wide open threes, layups, defensively, that can't be who we are. I don't care what the scoreboard looks like. I don't care who's in the game. So I think overall today, probably a little better, but the team wasn't as good. So I don't want that to fool me. I think if I'm looking at it through the lens that I look at everything, then I know that this is something that if we're not careful, if we don't get a handle on it quick, it could come and bite us at an untimely day. So it's not to take away from the win. I really try hard not to make wins losses. It's just I'm very aware that this is something that we need to fix quickly, and so we will be working on that moving forward.
All right, Garrison, Tennessee. Go ahead, Aria.
Yeah. How good was it to be able to kind of try out some different lineups and play more people like most starters weren't in for most of the second half?
Yeah, it was great. I think for a couple different reasons. I always want to know what we're going to get from different players that don't get an opportunity to show me that on game day. And the other thing is, hey, we have a lot of kids on our team that practice really hard. And I have 12 kids, 13 if you include Sasha, that could play for a lot of teams in the country. So I was glad to be able to see those rotations today, but I was also glad that we could reward those players with some time because they work hard every day, just like the kids that start the game.
16 points today for Ayanna Moore, 13 of them in the second quarter. Looked about as comfortable as we've seen her all season. What did you feel like you saw from her game today?
She wasn't second-guessing anything. She was shooting the ball with confidence when she was open and then making great decisions when she wasn't. It looked like the Ayanna Moore that we know. And so we've been asking her, hey, you got to shoot the ball when you're open. You got to shoot the ball when you're open. You got to shoot the ball when you're open. We have a lot of players on our team that can score. But Ayanna Moore is also a great leader. So when she's doing what she did today with the ball in her hands and then communicating off the ball, screening, cutting, making sure she's being a playmaker and a leader on the floor, then I think we're going to be tough to beat.
Coach, looking at the stats, 37 points today off of turnovers. It feels like that's been something that you guys have really thrived on. What do you feel like has led to some of that success and not just being able to cause those turnovers, but capitalizing on the other end?
I think there's something we work on every day. making sure that our defense is disruptive, whether we're in the full court or the half court. And I think a lot of times we start the game strong in that area. We start strong with our defense. And then if it's not as easy as we'd like it to be at times, then that's where I'd like us to see us make the second, third, fourth, fifth rotation and extra play, and maybe that number would be a little higher, or maybe we'd see more points off those turnovers if we make an extra pass instead of shoot it against two players. Now, that's not to say that those are bad plays. I just think I have a clip on our film session just about every time now, good to great. Those are good plays, but I would like to see us be a great team and make great plays. And so as we move on, I'd like to see us be a little bit more aware on defense so that even if we don't turn them over, that we don't give them a wide open three and a layup. And same on offense. When we do turn them over, we should score every time in transition, or at least get a great look. It should never be a turnover or a bad shot or, along those lines. So it's really good. It's what we work on every day, but I think it can be better.
All right, go ahead.
How tough was it for Leilani to, kind of come back in after she got hit in the face and put up the minutes that she did?
Yeah, she's tough. I mean, she's probably one of our toughest kids. Between her and Michaela, J.O.'s pretty tough as well. We have a couple kids I generally don't worry about. She sat there for a little longer than I thought, so I walked out there, but she got poked in the eye pretty hard. So unless there's something really wrong where we have to remove her from the court, then I don't ever worry about a few of those kids. There was no doubt in my mind she was going to come back in and play as much as she could.
Brandon, go ahead.
You talked a little bit about how nice it was to be able to get different players in, and in the fourth quarter, it felt like there were a few that really stepped up. Justine with a few plays, Trinity Wilson, Ayanna Mitchell as well. Yeah. What did you see from some of them, and really being able to not just go out there and be impactful, but taking advantage of those minutes that they typically wouldn't be able to get?
Yeah, the things that we talk with them about in practice, because, everybody wants to play, right? All the players that come to your team, they want to play. And I want them to understand that the value of sacrifice and delayed gratification. Yeah, you guys are good players, but these are the things that we want to see you do a little bit better so that when the time comes, you can contribute to the overall effort of the team. And so I thought specifically Justine and Aga did a really good job rebounding, because a lot of times they put their value, and I'm just talking about those two specifically, in making shots. But today I thought they showed up and they did a couple things that we asked them to do, defensively, rotating, blocking some shots, rebounding. That's what I want to see. Are we improving? Are they improving? And I thought they did. Trinity is Trinity. We're going to keep working with her on being able to defend and get up and down the court. But today she was great. I thought today she did everything that she does, in practice. She's hard to stop her with her back to the basket. One of our kids said it's like guarding a volcano. It's hard to stop her. So we're just going to continue working. And she has a lot of skill sets, too, that you guys don't get a chance to see on the minutes that she plays. But Jada Brown came in and did some great things for us. And I thought Leilani was a really good leader on the floor with those guys who don't play a lot.
All right, Coach. Well, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win. Hope you enjoy the holiday break. And we'll see you guys out there.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Great to see you.